Good morning, YouTubers! It is April 5th, 2013, 10:09 a.m. You know what? You know what we need today? Besides a miracle? We need to borrow help so that we can go to the grocery store. We've called people. Nobody returns our phone calls. I love it. I love it. I love my family so much. We're on Romans chapter 2. I'm going to continue with verse 14. When Gentiles who have not the divine law do instinctively what the law requires, they are a law to themselves, plural, since they do not have the law. 15. They show that the essential requirements of the law are written in their hearts and are operating there, which with their consciences, I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about that, with which their consciences, sense of right and wrong, also bear witness, and their moral decisions, their arguments of reason, their condemning or approving thoughts will accuse or perhaps defend and accuse them. 16. On that day, when, as my gospel proclaims, God by Jesus Christ will judge men in regards to the things which they conceal, their hidden thoughts. 17. But if you bear the name of Jew and rely upon the law and pride yourself in God and your relationship to Him, 18, and you know and understand His will and discerningly approve the better things and have a sense of what is vital because you are instructed by the law, 19, and if you are confident, and if you are confident that you yourself are a guide to the blind, a light to those who are in the darkness, and that you are, 20, a, a corrector of the foolish, a teacher of the childish, having in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth. I know a teacher of the childish. Because I had something was said, and I was like, I had one of those WTF moments, just for about maybe about 3 minutes, and then it was clarified within 3 minutes of what he said, and I was like, okay, now I see why he says that. And then with this verse 2 or verse 20 in chapter 2 here, now I can see he is a teacher of the childish. He 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 helps the ones that are like me, that have ran and still are children in the Word. We're still children. We still like giggle at the word ass in the Bible, but not really. We're not like we're like teenage. We're like in the the young adults, we're not the kids still in the church. We're we're like the teenage, that's what I'm classifying myself as. If you're going in like a church setting, this is for you churchgoers to understand what I'm saying. And he helps to, he's teaching, the way he teaches, la 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 la. It's not this, obviously. Dear Lord, please, I need guidance. I need wisdom to help explain. I know you know what I'm trying to say, and I know the teacher understands, but there's others that don't, and I need. Okay. Let me. I gotta reread that so I can. You are a corrector of the foolish, a teacher of the childish, having in the law the embodiment of the knowledge of the truth. Okay, you know how Jesus said you can't be a child? It's better for children to go in. That is true. You got to have that childish nature. You still have to be laughing and joking around and having that fellowship of your normal self. You can't be stuck up. You can't be a false Christian and still be your true self. And he takes out all the BS, all uh, the biblical scripture, or the biblical, stuff that, the nonsense that was put in there that, you don't really, stupidity, biblical stupidity. And he teaches you like Jesus would, is what I'm getting. And that's what I've been seeing lately. When I've been reading, or listening, not reading obviously, but listening to the Acts and what was before? John and Luke and the Acts. I kept seeing, visualizing it, and I can, how he teaches is how I seen when I visualized Jesus teaching back then. This is how this guy teaches. It's in parables to the children still, but to the ones that are at the ready to aware and ready to be fully open Christians, for uncommon, obviously, not for Catholics, but for the uncommon, the ones that, for us uncommon, I mean, how he teaches and that, it's just, it's, I had it, and then it was just, God, I'm sorry. But as I visualized, when I was listening to the Bible, I could see, Jesus walking, and I could see everything that was going on. You know how you visualize it. And when I listened to Jeff's preaching in that on Pal Talk, and the parables, and how he preaches, and that he is like a he is the teacher of the disciples. The disciples that I feel are actually gonna go out, and when it's gonna be, when the time actually comes. These are the ones that are gonna go out there that are not gonna be castrated. That are gonna stand up and say, no, that's wrong. That are gonna stand up even though we know there's a chance that we could get a bullet in it. He is teaching fearless disciples. He's not teaching beginners. He is not for the beginners. So if you're a beginner, then I understand why you don't understand and why you can't. Or if you're only a mamsy-pamsy Christian or a half-ass Christian or a bullshit Christian, why you can't understand his teachings or get into it or think he's a nut or whatever you want to say about him. But I honestly understand now sorry. This one's gonna go more private now. Sorry guys. This one's not ready to go out. He's a top disciple teaching the disciples. He's alive here.